Used to increase muscle mass, improve strength, and enhance exercise performance, creatine is naturally produced in our body and can be found in the foods we eat, and also happens to be one of the most researched supplements in the fitness industry, with over 1.8 million research results on Google Scholar alone. So what is it, what does it do, and should you start using it? Let's find out. Creatine is a naturally occurring compound produced in the liver and stored in your muscles, where it is then used to provide energy during high-intensity exercise. While creatine is naturally occurring in our bodies, it can also be obtained through the foods you eat, like meat and fish. However, the amount of creatine obtained through diet alone is relatively small compared to the amount that can be obtained through supplementation. One of the most well-known benefits of creatine is its ability to increase muscle mass. A study by Nunes and colleagues in 2017 placed 43 resistance-trained men into two groups. One group took a creatine supplement while the other took a placebo. During the 8-week study, both groups participated in the exact same 4-day weightlifting program, and the results showed the creatine group had a significantly greater increase in muscle mass in comparison to the placebo group. One of the main arguments for this increase is that creatine helps increase muscle protein synthesis, the process in which your body grows, repairs, and maintains muscle mass. Additionally, creatine has been shown to increase the water content of muscle cells, which can contribute to the increase in muscle size. Creatine has also been shown to improve strength in both trained and untrained individuals. Studies have found that creatine supplementation can lead to an increase in 1 rep max strength, which is the maximum weight that can be lifted for 1 repetition. A 2017 systematic review examined 53 studies with over 1,000 combined participants to understand the impact creatine has on strength gains. The review found these studies clearly demonstrate a significant increase in strength in random controlled trials. Creatine has been shown to increase muscle endurance, which is particularly beneficial for high-intensity exercise. This increase allows individuals to perform more reps at a given weight and is optimal for the first 0 to 10 seconds of high-intensity exercise. Activities that can especially benefit from creatine supplementation include strength training, sprinting, and explosive power sports. Evidence also suggests that creatine can both reduce muscle damage and enhance recovery from intense exercise. For example, it has been reported that creatine kinase, which is a sign that our muscles are damaged or not working as they should be, was 84% lower after 2, 3, 4, and 7 days of recovery following a heavy strength training session when creatine was supplemented. Another study followed an American college football team that consumed creatine over the course of their season. The athletes experienced significantly less muscle tightness, strains, and total injuries compared with study controls. Finally, due to the muscle growth and strength benefits observed in numerous studies, researchers have hypothesized how creatine can support injury rehab. One study conducted on patients who had their right leg casted for 2 weeks had these individuals consume creatine supplements with a regular dose of 5 grams per day for 10 weeks. This supplementation resulted in greater muscle growth versus a control group that followed the same nutrition program. Now, it is important to note that not all studies show increases in recovery times and reductions in injury. However, at the very least, creatine supplementation may actually support injury management. I mentioned earlier that creatine has been shown to increase the water content of muscle cells. Because of this, some studies have sought to understand the effects this would have on exercise performance under hot conditions. One study in particular assessed numerous hormonal responses from intense exercise when men participated in 30 minutes of physical activity in the heat while either taking creatine supplements or a placebo. The results found participants who had taken creatine had increased their performance, likely due to the increased water retention. Taking things one step further, this proves to be supportive in the sense that hydration and fluid intake of endurance athletes who train in the heat can actually retain more water, allowing them to tolerate exercise in the heat, therefore increasing race times and limiting the risk of heat-related illness. It is the position of myself and my company Shift to Strength that creatine supplementation is safe for most individuals. As with any supplement, it's best to discuss taking creatine with a fitness or health professional who possesses knowledge in the area before trying this supplement. The most consistent side effect reported in the literature is weight gain, which is primarily attributed to water retention, which I talked about earlier. It's surprising to hear that this is actually the only adverse effect from creatine recorded since it was first studied in the 1990s. In fact, over 1,000 short and long-term studies with participants ranging from infants to the elderly that took recommended dose for an average of 5 years and well-controlled clinical settings continually disprove that creatine does not increase musculoskeletal injuries, dehydration, muscle cramping, stomach issues, kidney dysfunction, or have long-term detrimental effects. Now that we know creatine is safe in most cases, let's look at what you should buy and how it should be taken. Creatine monohydrate is the purest and the most extensively studied form of the supplement. I recommend using a monohydrate as it's just creatine with no additives, and it's the cheapest option on the shelf of your local supplement store. There are many varieties of creatine, but in most cases, other forms are just marketing tools trying to get you to spend more money. When it comes to dosage, the amount of creatine you consume does vary depending on your body weight and fitness goals. This loading phase consists of consuming 0.3 grams of creatine per kilogram of your body weight 4 times per day for 5 to 7 days. Once stores become saturated after the loading time frame, you can maintain your elevated stores by consuming approximately 5 grams of creatine daily. You can have this maintenance dose throughout your day or all in one go, as long as you have the 5 grams in your day. Alternatively to the loading phase, you can consume creatine through a prolonged method of 28 days. This method is different from the loading phase as it will gradually increase your creatine stores, resulting in delayed benefits. When you first start taking creatine, I recommend using the loading phase method as your body can become saturated quicker. Consuming creatine along with a meal with adequate protein and carbohydrates has been reported to promote greater creatine retention over time as well. Chen and colleagues reported that by consuming 5 grams of creatine with 47 to 97 grams of carbs and 50 grams of protein, participants actually enhanced creatine retention. There you have it. While it is already in our bodies and in the food we eat, creatine supplementation is beneficial for muscle mass, strength, and exercise performance, amongst other benefits. While creatine is considered safe for most individuals, if you're considering taking creatine, speak with a healthcare or fitness professional to understand if it is right for you and to determine the appropriate dosage based on your individual needs and goals. Additionally, it is important to purchase creatine from a reputable source to ensure its purity and quality. Let me know what other supplements you want me to research. I'll see you in the next one.